Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at Etrailer. Today we're taking a look at the Fas-top Pro Soft Roll-Up Tonneau cover. Now, this is going to be seen here on our 2021 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. We have the shorter bed length here today, but this is also available in your different bed length sizes. So we'll talk about its features, talk about how you use it, and I'll also show you how to get it all installed. The main point of a soft tonneau cover is it's very lightweight, very easy to put on over your truck bed, but it still offers that protection from the sun, the snow, the rain. You can even see some raindrops left over from last night's rainstorm, and everything still is dry on the inside. As a very straightforward cover though, it is locked by your own truck's tailgate. So if you did want access into the truck bed, you just lower your tailgate and then you have these latches underneath. You do have latches on each side, so you have to press both of them in order to disengage the whole tonneau cover. And from there you can start rolling up the cover. It is held in place on the sides by hook and loop strips on the rails that you installed on your truck. Now with this, you could just continue rolling it up since you have these bows along the cover, offering some structure and making it easy to maneuver from just one side. Or you could hop into the truck if you feel like you need it to be a little bit more even. Even for me, with my short stature, I'm able to roll this up from the side of the truck. And then, to hold it in place, you have these hooks. These are actually good quality plastic hooks that secure into the two plastic brackets on each end of the cover. Compared to some other covers that just have a leather strip, this is very nice and stable, and then you can tighten it down if you need a little bit more tension. So a soft tonneau cover like this is ideal if you want full access to your truck bed. For those times when maybe you're loading stuff into the truck and you just want to roll up the tonneau cover, not have to fold it up, not have to uninstall anything, this just opens up this area very quickly. Plus, with this rolled up like this and secured, you can drive in this position and it doesn't take up much of that visibility. In fact, this sits lower than the back of our seats here on our truck. So if I were to take a measurement, I would measure from the top part of our truck to the top of the cover, and that sits at about 5 inches of height. The rails do sit on the side of the truck bed, but they don't sit any higher than 1.5 inches up there, and that's just this side piece where you would then use that hook and loop strap of the cover. So when it's time to put the cover back on, oftentimes you'll have stuff in your truck bed. You won't be in the bed, but you would get the best experience out of unrolling it and pushing down those side hook and loop strips. This is the best way to get the best tension, and you want good tension because when you lock the end, just like that, you want it to kind of jump up or spring up into a flat surface like what we see here. This is a very straightforward tonneau cover where it really does offer that protection of your truck bed from the elements, keeps it from getting wet, from people seeing into it, while still being very lightweight, very easy to install. But where Fas-top really shines is when you start pairing their tonneau covers with their toppers. And that's what gives Fas-top the name. So here we have our tonneau cover, but those brackets we saw earlier, or those rails you saw earlier, those are actually strong enough to handle the extra brackets that Fas-top includes with their Traveler combo. So then you would start adding a little bit extra to these rails, and then now you can have an enclosed camper shell. So you can either get the tonneau cover here and then later on get the Traveler add-on. We have that available here in our site. Or you can get the full combo set all at once. We have it all kitted together, and it's a custom fit for your Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Now, it's very important that you get the right kit for the right bed size, since this is custom fit for the different options that your truck has. So if at any point you're not quite sure what you're looking for or which is the correct fit, feel free to give us a call, send us a message, or you can use our fit guide here on our site. Put your year, make, model, put your truck bed length, filter through all the different tonneau covers or truck topper combos available for you, and that's going to be confirmed fit for your truck. Now, if you're curious about how I got this installed, stick around. Let's start this installation, and it's actually very fast and easy that if you blink, you might miss it. So we'll go through with just one rail first. And inside the rail, you're gonna notice that there's gonna be a bunch of nuts in there. We actually won't be using all of them. 2 of them are gonna be reserved for when you or if you put the truck topper on. So let's start with figuring out which rail is which. You wanna look for this spring system. This is gonna be by the end of your tailgate. So what we have here is our passenger side. There's foam underneath it, so you can just easily set that onto your truck bed, push it all the way towards the cab, and it will stay in place. There's gonna be those 5 sliding nuts in the rail. So we're gonna send 1 to the front for our first clamp. We're gonna send 2 off and away, and these will just be safe for the truck topper. And then we're gonna send that 4th nut towards the center, and that will be our middle clamp. And finally, this last one, we're just gonna slide on over for our last clamp. As we install these clamps on the Silverado, you will notice that there will be a fair amount of obstacles underneath the truck bed rail. So make sure that as you install this, it is in a spot that's flat in the back, not in the way of any of those obstacles. And then just secure them with the bolt and the flat washer. What I like to do is just hand tighten them all first. And then you can use a 9/16 wrench to tighten down on the clamps. And we're just gonna keep tightening them down till all 3 on each side are secure. And then you can place your tonneau cover on there. So notice the orientation of our buckles. And then we're gonna have this large aluminum plate. Well, that plate fits into our rails and folds over like that on both sides. And this will secure to the rails with a bolt and flat washer. So looking over at the rail, you may see that there's a hole on the rail and then there's a hole on the cover. This is actually slidable back and forth if you find that it's hard to get that lined up. So from underneath, you will fit that bolt on through and then thread that down. Just like the clamps, hand tighten first. And then tighten those down with your 9/16 wrench. And that's it. Moment of truth is if you unroll your tonneau cover and see if everything is lined up and looks good. Here's the thing. The first time I actually installed this cover was actually pretty loose, so I did have to adjust the tension. Here, this looks really good. No need for tension adjustments. You will be looking for horizontal wrinkles, and that would show that this might be a little too loose, or if you're unable to latch it, that might be too tight. So if that's the case for you, I'll show you really quick how to make those adjustments. You're gonna see on each side of your cover, you're gonna see 2 bolts, and then you'll also see this adjustment ruler. So first take note of where your system might already be set to, and then loosen the 2 bolts, 1 and 2. And then now you can adjust this back and forth. If you need to make this tighter, well, move this a little closer to the tailgate. If you need to loosen it, move it away. I recommend on both sides only moving it a 1/4 or a 1/2 notch at a time so you're not making extreme drastic changes. And then tighten down those 2 bolts and then double check your tension settings again. I also like to double check that the tailgate can still close with the tonneau cover in the down position. And that's going to be it for your installation. Very straightforward, very simple, very easy. Now you have a Fas-top soft tonneau cover on your truck.